This one's wife. Beige street sweeper arrives in New York City. Hello, I'm H.G. Tudor. You may not be aware, but the Department of Sanitation for New York City has an annual budget in the region of $1.9 billion. And of that, some $841 million is allocated to refuse collection and street cleaning across the 5 boroughs. It's a substantial amount of money, but when you consider that just under 9 million people live in this area, that's a lot of refuse, taking into account what is also contributed by the many tourists that attend New York City. Well, you're looking at a whole load of rubbish that needs to be collected, removed, and swept up. It's a substantial undertaking by any stretch of the imagination. But it would appear that there is some good news for the fair denizens of New York City, for a new street sweeper has arrived, clad in beige. Yes, this one's wife has arrived in New York City, and she's attending the Time 100 Summit with Prince Harry. According to various outlets, she appeared wearing a $5,000 Ralph Lauren suit, which, as you can see from the pictures that are gracing your screen, that wasn't tailored properly for her, resulting in her trouser legs sweeping the pavement, collecting the rubbish, the grot, the germs, the bacteria. Once again, this one's wife turns up in beige. Once again, this one's wife turns up wearing something that doesn't fit her. And first of all, let's examine that aspect of this appearance vis-a-vis the prism of her narcissism. The outfit that she's wearing, as you can see from the pictures, is wrinkled, creased, and ill-fitting. Many of you will immediately think, didn't she look in a mirror when she left her house? The answer is, yes, she did. Wherever she's staying, she'll have looked in the mirror and declared, I look great, I'm good to go. Why? Because irrespective of the fact that what she's wearing is heavily creased and doesn't fit her, her somatic narcissism causes her to look upon herself and thinks that she looks fantastic. Remember, nobody looks in the mirror and thinks, I look shit, but fuck it, I'll go anyway. You will make adjustments as best as you possibly can. You might be short on time, you might be short on makeup or suitable clothing, but you would do your best to look as presentable as possible. You wouldn't think, I look like a sack of shit, my trousers don't fit, my jacket's heavily creased, but what does it matter? I'll go anyway. No, when this one's wife steps out, she thinks that she looks fabulous, because that is the distortion field of her narcissism. Its job is to tell her that she's beautiful, that she's sexy, that she is chic, and thus spending significant amounts of money on an outfit that doesn't work. Well, that comes to the other point. She's not bought this. The fact is that this has been borrowed. If she'd bought it, she could have had it adjusted so it fitted her correctly. But this is borrowed, and the relevant designer won't allow the adjustments to be made because the clothing is going to have to be given back, which demonstrates also another aspect of her narcissism, her sense of entitlement to utilise things that belong to other people, and, quite possibly, the fact that the money is starting to become an issue for her. This outfit is creased, it's crumpled, it doesn't fit her, it's beige once again. But this one's wife's narcissism drives the sense of entitlement to think, I should wear this because I'm not paying for it, and she thinks she looks good in it because her narcissism tells her that she is. And accordingly, she turns up in New York City with her trouser legs trailing along, her chicken legs hiding inside the sackcloth, and she looks a mess. As I'm speaking to you and you can see the various photographs that have been presented in the media, you will note that it is an ill-fitting outfit that doesn't suit her, but once again she wears it because her somatic narcissism tells her that she looks great. But what's this one's wife doing in New York City? Well, unsurprisingly, there she is, with the spare in the marriage traipsing behind her, and, oh look, no children again. This one's wife, who has, in her podcast, repeatedly spoken about being as a mother and a family person, has once again decided that she is going to go to New York without her children. They've been left at home, again, with the palm trees. But what's she there for? Well, apparently she's appearing at a Time 100 summit, and we've already been treated to the slops of the delinquent mind of the woman of industrial beige, as Town and Country, one of the supine publications, tells us in an article from Rachel King. This one's wife and Prince Harry are back in New York City, and the Duchess of Sussex shared a few new confessions on stage at the Time 100 summit. A confession I can share with you today is that I'm the happiest I've ever been. Fuck me. Wow, that's groundbreaking. This is what this one's wife said during an on-stage conversation with Time CEO Jessica Sibley, who must have been thinking, why, oh why did we invite this fuckwit? She continued by stating, to have a husband and a partner who is so supportive and kids who are healthy and happy, I never imagined at this point I would feel so happy and grateful, and I really do. Yes. Remember, Town and Country is a supine publication. They like to put this one's wife in the best possible light. And the best possible light that they can provide on this occasion is her confession that she shares that she's the happiest she's ever been. Whoopie fucking do. Who gives a rat's ass about that? Is that all you've got to say for yourself? You're on a stage, you're being interviewed by the CEO of Time 100, and all you can do is say, my confession is that I'm the happiest I've ever been. And then, of course, I have to mention my husband and a partner. Is this the same person, or is the partner somebody else who is so supportive? Because, of course, I'm the main attraction. I'm the main character. He is just a support role. I ignore the fact that people are actually more interested in him, and nobody would have heard of me were it not for my husband, because my narcissism won't allow that to be processed. I again mention my kids. They're healthy and they're happy, but they're not here because, once again, I go off without them because, although I don't recognise this, the fact is I don't care about them at all. So the latest industrial beige dross that comes spilling from the mouth of word salad is that she is happiest she's ever been and that she has a supportive husband and her kids are healthy and happy. Wow, that's it. The article then tells us about the fact that she's wearing a light sand-hued linen suit by Ralph Lauren with a white button-down shirt and a tan leather belt, which of course we all have eyes, so we can see that's the case. And that's all Town and Country can provide us with. This one's wife turned up with the ridiculous security and entourage because she has to make herself look important. As has been explained before, in New York City, many famous people walk around unhindered, unpestered. They don't need bodyguards, but this one's wife does because she believes that she's hugely important. From the pictures, it doesn't look like old Ginger Bollocks is particularly happy to be there, as he's in his supporting role once again, but this one's wife is lapping up the fuel as she turns up at the Time 100 summit. She's already appeared on stage, and the best that could be offered was for her to tell us that she's happy and her kids are healthy. You really have to wonder why on earth, other than getting publicity by the fact that she's there, why you would bother bringing her along. I'm sure that I'll be telling you about in due course the nonsense that she spouted in her speech and how glass eyes all around rolled into slumber as a consequence of being subjected to the word salad deluge. Undoubtedly that's what's coming, but for now, New York City has a new street sweeper, perhaps shaving something off that budget that I mentioned at the start of this video. This one's wife turns up. She gains the fuel from being photographed and greeted. She gains the fuel from it being reported on. But once again, she's dressed badly, she's wearing beige, and it's down to her somatic narcissism that drives this behaviour. as her oversized trousers sweep along the street. So much for being a fashion guru. I'm H.G. Tudor. Thank you for listening.